All right, the first two were pretty basic there. We'll get a little more specific with these next three. So the next one is avoiding the kitchen sink. So it's funny in CrossFit, in one sense you can look and there are a lot of things that we are trying to improve or be good at, whether that be walking on our hands or lifting a heavy barbell or running or all these things. So obviously there's a lot of things that we are trying to improve. The kitchen sink is kind of that, it's almost like the squirrel mentality. I start on a workout and then squirrel, like, oh, somebody's doing wall balls. Oh, I haven't done those in a while. Man, I should do those. Oh man, look at those lunges over there. Look at this exercise, that exercise. And pretty soon, if you try to throw all of this in your training, unless you're going to train for 3 hours a day every day of the week, you're not going to be able to get all of these things in. As I talked about previously, there are commonalities from different movements. I think a lot of people will sometimes be like, well, man, I haven't back squatted in a while, so I'm sure my back squat isn't very good. And yes, back squatting is going to improve your back squat. But if you look throughout the week and the day, how many squats are we doing? Are there other variations? Is it something like thrusters, wall balls? Is it overhead squats, front squats, even other single leg movements like lunges, things like that? So it is improving lower body strength, which is going to carry over to your back squat. So once again, it's that mentality of if you're always like, well, I got a back squat all the time. Okay, well, if you put that lift in, then well, I need to work on my cleans and snatches. Okay, now we got those lifts in. Well, all right, well, I got to work on my skills. I got to get these. And pretty soon you are trying to do all the things all the time. And that's just not going to work. Like I said, there's just not enough training hours. And to be honest, like our bodies are not going to handle that very well. Having said that, as much variation or as many exercises as there are in CrossFit, and doing this in over 13 years, a lot of times when you look at people's programs, you could probably pick out about just 20 exercises that are done over and over again. And that is something that I try to avoid, because if you do this long enough, you are going to feel like you're doing the same exercises, yes, in different formats and in different capacities throughout each week. But you look at a lot of people's program and it's the same thing week in and week out, just shifted around in different formats. So that's why I bring in things like lateral bar hops or soccer toe taps on there, or Russian twists in a workout, or even ring rows in a workout. I mean, CrossFit is very push dominant. A lot of times you don't really, the only pull you see in a workout is a pull-up, which is a vertical pull. There are horizontal pulls that can be done as well. And that really helps with shoulder health. If you're doing all the pushing and not strengthening your back at all, that's when bad things can happen in your shoulders. So this variation and progressive plans moving forward is how you avoid the kitchen sink and just trying to do all the things all the time. But also, when we come back to those things, even if it's 8 weeks later or 12 weeks later, you're going to be surprised at how that movement is still feeling really good, or you might even hit a PR on it, because we have done things to strengthen your lower body or to work on technique or this, that, or the other to still improve that specific movement, even though we're not doing that movement per se all the time. So that's just something I operate on. Believe me, I've had my own tough times in my own training where I keep looking around like, oh man, look, somebody's doing that exercise. I should put that in my training. But like I said, I've had enough experience that if you keep doing that over and over again, then man, if you've tried to write down all the things you want to do all the time, good luck making it through that.